with Captain Randy Neville, Chief 787 Test Pilot here at Farnborough 2012. He's the pilot flying this whole display for the first time in 30 years.
This is the first time in a long time, 2.5 decades or so, that Boeing has flown a transport airplane in one of the international air shows. And we elected to do it this year to get the airplane out in front of the public now that we've moved through the development phase. So that the intent of our display is to just highlight some of the features of the airplane, the distinctive features, whether it's the wing sweep, whether it's just the curvature of the wings, whether it's the quiet nature of the airplane, and just the elegance of the airplane as it flies. So that's what our profile consists of. It starts off with a fairly steep climb. We get the nose up about 40 degrees in pitch with a fairly aggressive push over to level flight and accelerate from there. We accelerate as we turn back towards the field to 300 knots. So in a short amount of time, we're showing a bit of the performance characteristics to be able to make a hard turn and then in that short distance still accelerate out to 300 knots. Clean airplane, very clean wing, good performance out of the engines. So we do a 300 knot pass followed by a level 2G turn in front of the crowd as we start slowing down. We then come back along the runway for another pass where we do a wing rock just to acknowledge the crowd. And then from there we pitch up to do a little bit of an offset to come back and land. For this air show we actually come back and we'll do a touch and go, something we typically only do for training, but it's a little unique to see that in an air show and with the transport airplane as well. So we'll do a touch and go and then take off from that touch and go, come back around and land opposite direction on the runway. So both ends of the runway can see the airplane landing. There's a lot of things about this airplane that pilots are going to love. We spent a lot of time working on the flight controls. It's fly-by-wire in all three axes, so it flies very nicely. It flies very smoothly, but it's also very responsive throughout the envelope. We've got 5 of these large format glass displays. Multicolor, very clear information on that. You can move information around very easily. We can configure those as you like, whether engine instruments are here or over there. The electronic checklist can be displayed there. Our page that we use to program our data link can be programmed there. So those are all options we have. So that the large format glass displays are very nice. Having 2 HUDs, one for the captain, one for the first officer, and that's standard equipment. It comes with every 787. Some airplanes you can add on after the fact, but that's a great tool. All your symbolics that's normally down here for flying the airplane, for flying an instrument approach, is displayed up here, projected from there. But all that information basically floats in front of your eyes as you're looking out at the real world. Dual electronic flight bags. I happen to have the security cameras. We're looking outside the flight deck called up. On your side, you happen to have the terminal charts that we can call up over here to show the approaches that we want to do. All of those airfields around the world are right at your fingertips. There's some performance software in here that allows us to do our calculations for takeoff speeds, takeoff distances, all at your fingertips for every runway that we would operate from. Very roomy flight deck, probably the largest windows I think in the industry. Excellent visibility looking out of the flight deck. It's a very quiet flight deck, quietest flight deck I've ever been on. So all those features are going to make it phenomenal for pilots to fly this airplane. It's a very nice flying airplane. A lot of the things that we incorporated here were to reduce the workload for the pilots. So the automation that we have, the displays we have with so much information at your fingertips, make it a very straightforward airplane to operate.
It's been a pleasure to discuss with you the airplane. It's great to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.